For this video, we are going to go over Google Slides. So as you can tell from the screen, this is the equivalent to Microsoft PowerPoint. And so here I've just taken a head start and created some slides. But before we get into creating slides and writing and inserting different things, let me just go over a couple of features. So the first one being the share option here on the top right. Just like with any other Google app, you can share this and collaborate with multiple people. As you can see, I've added a collaborator here. If I wanted to add more people, I can simply click on them or write their email address and let them know what kind of role they have. Or if I wanted to get a link, I can do anyone at Colorado University or just anyone in general. And the good thing with collaborating on a presentation, if it's for your classes and your students are working on a group project, this is a great way for them to be from home and work together on something. So besides that, we also have here the make available offline option, and that is such a great feature because even if you do not have internet access, you can definitely still continue working on the Google Slides and make your changes and edits. And once that device that you were working on does get internet access, it's going to upload all the changes and update the slides on all devices. You have here that you can send this as an email attachment, or if you have multiple collaborators, you can simply email all of them and they'll just appear. I just have the one, so only the one appears. But if there are multiple, it's just a good way to still keep in touch with everyone instead of having to open your email and have to then insert everyone's email address. Another thing that you can definitely do with the slides is that by default you're set into a wide view, but if you want to change the page layout, for presentation mode it's set to wide 16 by 9. You can do standards 4 by 3 or customize it to whatever sizing of the slides you want. So as you can see here, I have this little theme going on, but if I wanted to change my theme, I can simply click on theme and select any of these other options that I have here. By clicking on this theme, it just changed basically the text, not necessarily the slide itself, because I have already a theme set here, but I can always undo those changes if I wanted to. If I were starting from scratch though, then we would definitely see one of these themes appear. So for example, let's add in something here. If I select this theme, as you can see, all of the slides that are in whites now carry that theme. So if I wanted to do something like this, just because each of these themes work differently, as you can see now, the ones that didn't have a color, now they've changed. But let's go back to what we originally had here. If you want to import a theme from PowerPoint, or if you found one online that you like, you can definitely upload it or choose from any previous Google Slides that you worked on. So here's my first slide that I have, and there's a theme that I chose for this particular slide, and I've gone just creating different ones. So for my example here, I have these ideas, which are different topics that my example slides are about. So something that I want to show you is how to link a slide to, let's say if this was an ideas table of content. So I have this chemistry slide over here. Simply what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the word chemistry. I'm going to go to insert, and then I'm going to go to link. And by default, Google is going to try to find things where I've written the word chemistry, but I can simply choose a slide within this presentation, and I can see that my slide 6 is a chemistry slide. And I'm going to do the same for, let's see, my adding videos and images. I'm going to go to insert, go to slides. So as you can see now, these 3 are hyperlinks, and they'll take me directly to those slides. But let me show you what that looks like. So when I go into present mode, so right now currently it's full screen, and you might not be able to see all the text. So I'm going to minimize it so that it opens only within the browser slide that I'm in. And I'm going to go to my slide. I am in my slide table of contents, but I have an animation set up. And I'm going to click on Spanish, and it's taking me to that slide automatically. So if I go back to my table of contents slide, I can click on chemistry and it takes me to that. So it bypasses the need. So if I'm all the way on the beginning, it bypasses the need of me having to click through all my slides to get to where I want to be. And that is such a cool feature here within Google Slides. Another thing that you can do is what we're going to go over is how to add a video or an image. So what you want to do to add an image, simply here within the text, within the toolbar, you get an insert image option, and I'm going to simply just search the web for something. So I'm going to just put Caldwell University. And I'm going to try to find an actual image of the school, which has been proven to not appear. So next, what I'm going to do is I'm using like this does look like a building on campus. And it is not a building on campus, but let's just go with it. And I'm just going to, downsize it so that I'm able to add an image beside it. So that is how I added an image, and you have all the same features. You can definitely crop it if I wanted to crop it. I just click enter. I'm able to reset the phone or replace the image. I can format it, so resize it any size that I want. Change the positioning, change the color adjustments. I can add a shadow or a reflection. What I want to do now is add a video. So I'm going to go to insert, and I'm going to go to video, and here it's a bit easier to find videos. So I'm going to click here on this YouTube option, but if I didn't have a YouTube video, I can simply put in a URL for a video, or if I have one in my Google Drive, I can find one, but I'll keep it to the YouTube option. And I'm going to select the second one, and it's going to be inserted here on the side. And here you also have other formatting options. We can resize the dimensions of the video, the precision of the video, and even like add a shadow or transparency and stuff like that. I'm just going to keep everything as is, but it was as simple as that to add an image or a video. Something else that you can definitely do, I'm going to do it here within this blank slide, is you have this explore option here at the bottom. So if I wanted to, as you can see, it's showing me different slide templates or themes that I can choose from if I wanted to. But let's say, let's do something with math, because that's one of my topics. I can go to image, and I can definitely insert one of these images here. And just downsize it. And it's letting me know where this image was taken from. I'm going to just take this text box. And then here in the web, these are just different like websites. If I'm doing like research on a specific topic, instead of opening a new tab, what I can do is do my searches here within PowerPoint and, like, see the little preview that it's showing me to determine which website I want to go to. Ultimately, if I click on one of these options, it does open in a new slide for me. But I can always go back to my presentation here. So for the sake of this, I'm just going to copy that first sentence, type it here, select all. I'm just going to change the font, and I'm going to change the size as well. A bit too big. And as you can see, you have all the editing properties that you would with text. So I'm just going to censor that. And what you can do is, as you can see, this has no real theme, but I'll change the background to something fun. I'm going to give it a color to make it, fit in with this pastel theme that I have going on. I can do the same here for this one. If I didn't have a color, I can choose an image. And if I had one for my drive, I could choose one. I can also search different images that I want, but I have one that I want to click and drag from my desktop. And I'm going to click done, and as you can see, perhaps this would be better read in Spanish, wait. And I've added an image as a background, and it was as simple as that. So a lot of the things I feel like with Google Slides has been simplified, and it's all the same things that we were doing before. Going back, well, let's actually get a new slide. Even with, let's delete this. Even with Google Slides, you're able to insert a diagram or a chart. I'm going to do a pie chart or a bar chart, a bar graph. And right now it's just giving me like random information here. But this is linked to, as you can see, it is linked to Google Sheets, and it's just giving me numbers here. So once this loads, as you can see, once it loads, I can definitely play around with the numbers here. And once I've made those changes, I'm going to go back here and I'm going to click update, and that updates here for me. So it was as simple as doing something like that with adding here this chart.